Now, here's a face I didn't think I was going to be talking about for quite a while. You know what I mean? Because I know there's a lawsuit or some sort of a lawsuit or talks of a lawsuit regarding Victoria Alonso and Disney and especially Bob Chapek. Now, with that being said, we have a headline here from Inside the Magic that says ex-Marvel boss progressive views led to her Disney firing, a new report claims. Now, I don't believe this in the slightest, okay? I don't believe this in the slightest. I don't think it's her progressive views that led to her firing. I think it was the way she was aggressive about those views that led to her firing. I think that the fact of the matter is it's Disney, right? Like they're highly progressive. Even at the top tier chain where people like this love to play pretend that they're super progressive just so they look good in the public eye when in private they really don't care about this stuff. They don't like to do this too much to the point where it kind of rattles the cage. And I think that's what Victoria Alonso was doing because apparently she was very popular when it came to rattling the cage. She was very well known, especially in the VFX department, for just absolutely being horrible to work with and kind of just destroying everyone's working mentality. So let's get into this article, guys, from Inside the Magic. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, consider subscribing. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into the YouTube algorithm. Now it says there's no ignoring the fact that the Marvel Studios has made headlines for all of the wrong reasons recently following a slew of less than impressive Disney Plus entries, SAG-AFTRA strike related delays, and behind the scenes drama involving higher ups at both the superhero studio and its parent company, Disney. And now a bombshell new book that details the rise of Marvel Studios is only making things worse for the once thriving brand by exposing the petty conflict between current president Kevin Feige and now the fired executive Victoria Alonso, which involves former Walt Disney Company CEO Bob Chapek. It says it seems like Marvel can't catch a break these days, with the studio struggling to recapture a fragment of its glory of its Infinity Saga days. But now that the company has said goodbye to the iconic MCU alums like Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man, Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow, and Chris Evans' Captain America, it's safe to say that Marvel's going through a bit of a crisis. Now, the crisis that Marvel is going through, let it be known, that is through their own making. They definitely could have continued after the Infinity Saga and definitely done something that was going to be at least somewhat watchable or keep people interested. The problem is that they went a completely different route. You could not even recognize Marvel Phase 4 compared to Marvel Phase 1, 2, or 3, especially 3. There was no way that you could recognize the two. It was like night and day. I don't understand what they were thinking when it came to Phase 4. Then again, it seems like they had no plan. It seems like they were making it up as they were going along. And it seems like Infinity War and Infinity Saga overall, once it was completed, they had no backup plan. It seems like they weren't even ready for it to be over, and then it ended. And then now they had no idea what they were going to do. It says Phase 4, while not without its gems, is generally remembered as a trial and error period for the MCU, with film and TV installments like The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Eternals, She-Hulk Attorney at Law, and Taika Waititi's disastrous Thor Love and Thunder largely missing the mark with audiences. Still, the company was wise enough to bring back heavy hitters like Tom Hiddleston's God of Mischief for the Disney Plus Loki spinoff, which is currently 2 episodes into its sophomore season. WandaVision also scored Marvel 3 Emmy Awards, while Ryan Coogler's Black Panther sequel, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, generally appeased fans with its fitting tribute to the late Chadwick Boseman. As for Phase 5, things have never felt more uncertain for Marvel Studios. Now, I'm not going to read the rest of this. Let's get into what is going on with actual Victoria Alonso, because that is what I'm most curious about. So it says, but within Marvel's ranks seems to be a different internal conflict behind the scenes, one that led to a longtime executive cutting ties with the company after she spoke out about then Walt Disney Company CEO Bob Chapek. Earlier this year, the superhero studio parted ways with one of its founding executives, Victoria Alonso, who had been at the company since 2005. Now, if you guys remember when that happened, it was honestly pretty shocking. A lot of people were overall very shocked, and a lot of people especially were wishing that it was Kathleen Kennedy that got fired. I think Kathleen Kennedy was one of the top people that everybody wants to see let go. Victoria Alonso was definitely up there. She wasn't the most hated like Kathleen Kennedy, but she was pretty much up there, and VFX did not like this woman. They worked under her, and she ran them like a slave ship. So when she got let go, I'm sure a lot of them were cheering. Not only that, when she got let go, a lot of the VFX team were talking anonymously to reporters about how they were treated by Victoria Alonso. Then it says Alonso last served as president of physical and post-production, visual visual effects and animation production, having been promoted from executive vice president of production in September 2021. Alonso was unexpectedly terminated from her role at Marvel Studios in March of 2023, just 2 years after her promotion, which caught the attention of media outlets around the globe. While her longtime colleague Kevin Feige allegedly did not intervene, nor was part of the decision regarding her firing, many speculated that some crucial details were intentionally being left out of the picture, which may have finally come to light thanks to an all-new tell-all book about Marvel Studios history. Penned by author Joanna Robinson, the MCU The Reign of Marvel Studios hit shelves on October 10th and tells the whole story of the superhero studio. The book gives curious readers a peek inside the going-ons of one of the biggest entertainment hubs in the world, and notably offers new details about Victoria Alonso's conflicts with Kevin Feige. Now, if you guys remember, I just released a video today at 12 o'clock that was going over Brie Larson, apparently how she doesn't want to do Captain Marvel anymore. She's basically being chained by her contract to fulfill Captain Marvel movies because I guess she signed a certain amount of movies. I'm not really sure, but they detail that in the book as well from this person, Joanna. So this book actually tells a lot of different information that is not available to the public prior. And even though a lot of people assumed that Brie Larson didn't want to do the Captain Marvel anymore, they basically got confirmation in this book. Then it says, according to the expose, almost a year before her departure, Alonso had broken one of Feige's cardinal rules after speaking publicly against former Disney CEO Bob Chapek, who held the position from 2020 to 2022 before he was replaced by his predecessor, Bob Iger. Then it says, so what drove Alonso to speak out against Chapek? Well, the former Marvel VP, who identifies as lesbian, of course, spoke out against Chapek in April 2022 after he failed to condemn Florida's anti-LGBTQIA Don't Say Gay bill, which that's not what it's called, by the way, which prevents the discussion of sexual orientation and gender identity in classrooms. Just to be clear, it's not called Don't Say Gay bill, it's called the Parental Rights and Education bill. That's number one, because this article doesn't want to tell you the truth. And number two, it's not sexual orientation and gender identity in classrooms, period. It's sexual orientation and gender identity from K through third grade, just so you guys are aware. So again, just to make sure the information is correct, because articles like this are never going to tell you the full truth. They just want to give you that BS about it being an anti-gay bill because that fits their narrative, essentially. It says, according to a report from Variety, the now fired executive public comments against ex-Disney boss led to some serious consequences, with the company punishing Alonso by no longer allowing her to participate in any Marvel-related press. Things only got worse when tensions began to escalate between Alonso and Feige, with the Marvel Studios book adding how Feige told his colleague she had outgrown her role and pushed her to keep her head down and do the work. Alonso's political views also got her in trouble when she later refused to act on instruction to remove LGBTQIA symbols from Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania to allow for release in foreign markets like Saudi Arabia, Lebanon, Indonesia, and China, something which was later done under wraps without her knowledge. Now, again, she obviously was very ideologically based, okay? And we all know Disney is only gay for pay, okay? Disney is gay for pay. As long as they can get money from it, they will be gay as hell. If they can't get money from it, they are absolutely going to remove any and all gay stuff from their movies and from their TV shows so that they can release it in other markets. We have seen examples of this time and time again over the last 10 years. Nothing will be any different. So if Victoria Alonso genuinely didn't want to remove it and they told her to remove it, of course, that's going to cause a very big issue. So I do find it kind of funny that Victoria Alonso kind of died by the sword, so to speak. And it looks like that's going to happen to a lot of people over at Disney. It's going to take time. It's going to be a slow death, but overall, it's going to happen. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.